What's going on, Babylonians? It's me, Songs of Rays, and you're actually seeing my face for the first time on a synced video, and that's because we're going to be doing something a little bit different with this one. We're going to be doing basically what a case opening is. Now, of course, you've seen things for like CSGO, you've seen things for like Raid Shadow Legends, so I don't think there is actually anything like that currently that I'm aware of when it comes to synced, and because we do have a gacha mechanic in this, I wanted to drop some money in there. I wanted to get some of those really nice looking skins, I wanted to get some of those legendaries, especially seeing as the Supernova keeps evading me. So what I wanted to do is put some money into this game. I wanted to start grinding out the PvE so I can make some better build videos for you, and I wanted to do that by putting some of the channel funds back into it. If you do enjoy this type of video and you want to see more from us, then let us know in the comment section down below, because if you are interested in this, especially if they drop a new pool of gun techs in the future or something like that, then I would be open to doing another one of these videos, but let me know all that down in the comment section down below. But with all that said and done, what are we waiting for? Let's dive right into it. So what I wanted to start off with is by showing you currently what I have and what I'm hoping to be able to get out of it. So as you can see, I've pretty much got every single one of the legendaries apart from the Supernova. So we're just running down everything in terms of like tier that isn't legendary is fully maxed out as it currently stands. So you can see that the Ring of Death is level 5, Firewalker's 5, Critic is 5, but Split Ender I've only had one duplicate so far. Maybe we'll change that today, so let's fingers crossed for that one. But you can see the same with the SMGs. I've got kind of lucky with the Vicious Cycle, but we do have, like I said, tier 5, tier 5, tier 5. Same with the shotguns. We have 0 duplicates on the Crescendo, hoping to get that fixed today. But we have 5 on the shotgun, on the Funhouse, 5 and 5 in squad, 5 in auto magic. LMGs 5, 5, 5. And then when it comes to sniper rifles, we have 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. We haven't been able to unlock the Supernova, so that's why it's down at the bottom. But I am hoping to be able to get that. So when it comes to all this, what I've done is I've put basically the equivalent of $150 and transferred over across into like pounds and all that kind of thing, which funnily enough actually works out to be, if I go to the shop, go to buy Imperia, it actually works out to be 3 of these bundles right here. So I've got 10,200 currency, which I've added to my account here. We do also have a few shillings, which I may actually transfer into it as well. But the idea is that you buy the Imperia, you then go over to the currency exchange, you then go to transfer into shillings, and then from there you transfer into Automat coins. Now I'm thinking for this video, because of the drop rates when it comes to the Automat, if we go into the standard pool, we have a look into the details, we only have access to 3 of the legendaries here, whereas if we go into the Refraction Pool, we have access to all 4, so I think that's going to be probably the best one for us to be able to go for. So I'm going to be transferring everything into these limited Automat coins, and just basically seeing how it goes from there. So I'm going to do the currency exchange right now, and then I'll see you over on the other side. Just a quick clip showing you that it is 10,200, which is the exact amount of currency that I'm going to be transferring across. And then we're going straight into all the limited Automat coins, and we're just going to go max. 198 coins right there, and we do have 5 left over. So we're going to get a nice 200 odd spins on this by the looks of things. So let's just click confirm. There we go. And as you can see, if we go over to the Automat, we have 203 limited Automat coins. Thinking of potentially starting off by doing these 14 over here just to try and get the odds warmed up, and then we'll work our way over into the Refraction Pool, and we'll just take it from there. So let's open this one. What we'll do is we'll do the 14 as standard. We'll do them one by one, because I'm also kind of curious on the theory that if you open up one by one, will you actually get that guaranteed purple after you open 10? So let's give that a go. So what we'll do is we'll just draw the 1. And let's see what we get out of this. Now, like I said, there's a few skins that I'm hoping for, but Legendary is going to be the most important one for myself. And we did get a purple straight off the bat. That's quite nice for the first draw of the game. So that's going to be a round trip. Like I said, I already have this maxed out, so that's not really going to make too much of a difference. But these shards we can put straight back into coins. So overall, that's actually not a bad shout to be able to grab. So let's do another one and see what we get out of this one. So looking like we're going to get a blue. But that's fine, because the odds are always going to be in their favour when it comes to blue. We just got a critic, so once again that can be put back into like potential drops when it comes to the coins. So let's go rapid fire. Let's go a little bit faster. Let's skip. We got another blue. Let's just try and get these ones out of the way, because we're more interested in being able to get those red coins to be able to see what we get. But it looks, by this point you will have known the animation as to what colour we're going to be getting. So we've got some shotgun chips. That's going to help us out with being able to level up something like the Crescendo, which I do believe I have that maxed out already, but I'll be interested to see what other things I could potentially get out of there. I'm kind of curious about the auto magic out of all things, because that's going to be doing some shockwave damage, and we've seen things in the codex as well as a few mods that can increase the amount of shockwave damage that you can do. So I'm wondering if there's some potential kind of like something that's going to help you out in that kind of way. I wonder if there's actually going to be anything that really if there's some kind of build potential there right there. So we've got another no filter. Once again, that's going to be dismantled straight into the what they call the components, and then we'll be able to transfer those across into coins on a weekly basis. So let's keep going. Let's do another one. Looks like it's going to be another blue. And what do we get? We got the sweeper. So the sweeper's actually a decent sniper rifle or a DMR. You've probably already seen the build guide that we've got on that one. So I'm really interested to see what we can actually get out of that. So I've got to do an updated version of that, especially with breeze blades, the breeze bullets that's come out, because I've managed to get hold of that now, along with a few of the melee damaging mods. So therefore we might be able to get a little bit more out of that now. So we've got some LMG chips. That's going to be great for things like your pocket rocket or your deadly tortoise, so not too bad. Definitely could do with a few more of those. It's going to be another blue. So we've got some shotgun chips. Once again, we've already discussed that, so let's just quickly go on to the next one. Now, the chances of us getting a legendary are ridiculously low anyway, so we're probably not going to get anything right off the bat. Pocket Rocket is one of my favourite guns in this whole game, but able to do a lot of work, especially in elite runs. As soon as we start pushing all those into like 4, into Elite Run 4 and Elite Run 5, it's definitely one of my main go-to kind of builds that happens in this game. And I can see why people enjoy the knockback, but I think my crescendo as it currently stands is just not good enough for it at the time being. Firing Squad Special is a gun that I haven't yet really tried out with, mainly because it only has the 2 bullets. So I may have to do a little bit messing around with that just to see if we can get something nice going with that. Oh, we're off to a purple. Good times. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? And we got a Grenadier. Now, actually, to be fair, until I started doing the elite runs, I wasn't really like too bothered by the Grenadier in that kind of sense. The gun itself, like the skin, is absolutely amazing for the Dragoon. I really love this animation that happens over here. But in terms of like the actual gun tech, it just doesn't feel as impactful. Now, when you get into the elite runs, that actually does change, because you'll find things like explosive damage modifiers, so that means that you only do more damage with explosives, and then it's actually kind of crucial that you do have a Grenadier leveled up, because otherwise you're going to really struggle when it comes to that. Even with the Pocket Rocket, I still kind of struggled just to be able to even get through those levels. So sniper chips, overall, not too bad. Once again, if we do manage to get a Supernova, we'll start putting those chips straight into it and seeing like how effective we can get that gun to be. I've already got a few ideas as to how I kind of want to build my Supernova, but I've just yet to get it to drop. The Sweeper, once again, we've already discussed that, and then that just leaves us with one last coin when it comes to the standard Automat pool. So let's have a quick roll through that. And it looks like it's going to be a blue, and it's going to be a Chaos Theory. I actually do have a soft spot for the Chaos Theory. I've picked it up a couple of times when it comes to like in elite runs and all that, just off the floor, and it's actually put in a decent amount of work. If I've ever run out of ammo on my main weapon that I've took in with me, the Chaos Theory is actually not a bad shout to be able to go for, but you do kind of need those higher tiers to be able to manage the recoil better and to be able to get the most out of it. But overall, it's not a bad SMG at all. Okay, so that pretty much wraps us up when it comes to our standard Automat coins. So let's actually go through I'll start going through our reds. I'll keep doing it like individually just for a time being, and then once we get so far in, once we feel like we're starting to see a thing, maybe after the first legendary or something like that, we'll start doing draw 10s and then just seeing what we get out of it. So let's do this one. Let's get to our first legendary and see what happens, see if we get it right off the bat. And that's going to be a big fat no. So instead we got a Firing Squad Special. We've already talked about it. Nothing really special about that, even though it does have special in its name. Another blue. And we got the no filter. I've yet to actually give this one a go now, because the baller is absolutely amazing when it comes to PvP. It's literally one of the best like close range guns, if not the best in the whole game. It's just not very good when it comes to PvE, which is quite surprising. You would have thought it would be consistent across the board, but unfortunately that's not actually the case, and everyone just kind of like gives up on it. The Vicious Cycle is such a better SMG, but obviously that is a legendary. Now you can get that guaranteed from elite runs if you do progress far enough, so we've got some shotgun chips, quite nice. But yeah, if you go far enough, you do actually get 10 guaranteed shards of the Vicious Cycle in elite runs. I think it's elite run 4 or elite run 5, it's one of the two. And then you actually get that gun right off the bat. You don't have to go through this gacha process whatsoever, and overall, the Vicious Cycle is just a better SMG across the whole board. It just really is. There's just no comparison when you try and put the two against each other. So we're just getting our bog standard blues for the time being, which is a bit of a shame, but we do have some AR chips, which is quite nice. That's going to help us out in case we do actually get the split ender, so we can increase this even further. We do already have a split ender, and we did actually get it tier 1 if I remember right, but it could do with leveling it up in terms of like the outside blue ring, just to increase those stat boosts that it's going to give us. Another firing squad special, it just really loves popping its head up, doesn't it, I suppose? Let's just keep going through that. So in terms of the legendaries that I do want to be able to get to drop out of this, like I said, it would be nice to have a Supernova. I just, you know, mainly because I just want to round off the whole collection. But if I was to be completely honest with myself in terms of like the best legendary that I really want to start leveling up to be able to go for, I've seen a lot of good stuff about the Split Ender. I know that the Crescendo is a fan favorite. It's very good at higher tiers. But I actually kind of want to be able to max out my Vicious Cycle because I've had a lot of fun being able to mess about with that gun. So I'd love to be able to see what it can do when it hits tier 5. And just with those extra shots that split off to the side, I just want to know if like with like basically doubling or tripling the amount of return damage that we're going to be doing on that gun. I'm kind of curious on it, and it's definitely got my intrigue. But we've got a Mr. Efficiency. Now this gun is not a bad gun actually when it comes to gun tech. It's kind of like a general all-purpose kind of gun. So your bullets will break the target's armor, but the magazine size is roughly cut in half if I remember right. So you go down from like about 60, 64 bullets all the way down to about 30. But it's not really a problem because being able to break through armor, that's like about half the health bars of most enemies that you will encounter, especially in some of those tougher difficulties. So actually Mr. Efficiency is not a bad shout. Now I've already got this maxed out, so it is literally just going to be turned into shards. But if you do manage to get a roll of the Mr. Efficiency, don't be afraid to give this a go because it's actually not a bad gun whatsoever. So we've had our purples, we're now going all the way back to our blues, so let's start skipping through that. So we've got some more shotgun chips, overall kind of standard stuff. Let's keep going. The legendary is going to be dropping so fairly soon. It's going to be soon, I'm sure. So we've got another blue, skip through it. Deadly Tortoise, everyone loves the Deadly Tortoise. It's probably one of the most cost-effective guns in this game to be able to take you up to some higher levels. Absolutely love the Deadly Tortoise. It works absolute wonders with Park as well. It's one of my main build videos that's going to be being worked on at this moment in time, increasing the amount of main base damage that this can do, and then that'll just more effectively just increase the amount of damage that this just has. Basically, you go back and forth between the Deadly Tortoise or the Pocket Rockets as to which is the best LMG in this game. I'm kind of curious if the Legendary, when it does actually get dropped, if that's actually going to take away from those guns, if it's actually going to take over that kind of LMG meta. But they're two very good, very strong showings so far. So I would be very interested to see what it's actually going to do. But what I've managed to see when people took it into Gamescom, it was doing absolute work, and I believe that was fully maxed out, to be fair. So, you know, it may take a few duplicates to be able to get the most out of it, but I guess we'll see once we do actually manage to get the drop for it, I guess. But only time will tell on that one. So we're still getting our blues, we're getting our AR chips, we're just trying to rapid fire through some of these sort of ones that we've already spoke about, see if we can get some ones that we haven't touched on already. So that's another blue. Sniper chips, going to be helping out with the Supernova if we do manage to get one. Let's keep rapid firing it. It's blue again, going to be AR chips, let's keep going. Now what I'm expecting to be able to happen out of all of this money that I'm going to be dropping into this video is that I believe we're going to get like 3 guaranteed legendaries at the very minimum. We may get some more, but you know, I feel like for that amount of money you probably should get more out of this. While technically all these duplicates that are going to be turned into currency are going to give us more chips for even more rolls and everything like that, I just kind of wished we'd have a little bit more, you know. It's just like for $125, oh sorry, $150, £125, that you're just dropping into a game, you kind of would have expected you'd be getting a lot of stuff out of that for that amount of money, but hey, I guess that's just how these kind of free-to-play games kind of are nowadays. What we did, we get the Shotgun Funhouse, which was a lot of fun to mess about with in the original betas, but it looks like it's got a little bit more like versatility now, because it used to be just purely this first line of text, and now it's able to deal knockback. So this is kind of like your discount, this is your budget crescendo. So if you can't get a crescendo to be able to drop and you need something to help you out with knockback builds, then the Shotgun Funhouse is going to be the one to go for. Has a fairly rapid kind of rate of fire because of how that first and basically once you pull the trigger and then you let go, you're going to be firing 2 shells. Fairly good with that. Works really nicely with knockback kind of like bullets. So every the first 6 shots after reload, you're able to get increased knockback chance. Obviously this already has that built in, and it also increases the amount of damage that you can do with your knockback once you do hit them into walls or something like that. So overall, it's actually a really good gun. It's just like I said, if you do manage to get the crescendo, then it just pretty much overshadows the point of having it, but it's still a pretty good gun in of its own right. So we're back onto the blues, Deadly Tortoise already again, so we've already spoke about that one, so let's just glaze right over that. Another blue, so that's going to be no filter. We've already spoke about that one as well. I have a feeling this is going to be the case once we get a little bit closer into it, which is probably the reason why I want to do 10 draws rather than just making you sit through 200 of these ones being opened. Yeah, obviously, you know, there's only so much I can speak about when it comes to all the guns, but I'm hoping we can get some of those legendaries and then just start talking through them as well. Another Deadly Tortoise. We're still going. It takes a minute, like at least... Like, I'm sorry, at most it takes 60 of these individual clicks to be able to get a legendary, so we'll just keep going. It's due in time. We've got another blue. It's going to be a generator. Now this is absolutely trashed here when it comes to weapons in this game. The generator is god awful. Now it does have ways to be able to increase the amount of damage that you can deal. I just don't really value its gun tech whatsoever. Just being able to have something just so passively put some ammo back into your clip over time when you don't have it equipped. You're using it for the gun tech to not have it equipped. Now there are ways to get around it. Obviously, you know, you can just stow it on there. If you go in between rounds and you have that the perk that gives you increased damage once you swap weapons, and you can go back and forth. Technically, there's an argument you could use 2 generators for that, and you can just consistently keep going back and forth, increasing the amount of damage you'll have out. And it will just passively reload itself. Now, the main gripe that I have with it is that it will take it from your standard pool of ammo. So if you go to like an ammo box or something like that, and you pick up so much ammo, it won't generate any more ammo like the name suggests it will. What it will actually do is it will take your ammo from that pool and it will just slowly refill it, which means that you can't use 2 LMGs with it because you'll eventually empty yourself out of ammo, and it's just all it's trying to do is just get around the reload mechanic, but it does it so slowly. It's just, it needs a buff for it to even be viable, but I suppose it's technically better than base, so I guess you can make that argument that the gun tech still does something, but because we've got Pocket Rockets and you've got Deadly Tortoise in the exact same category in terms of rarity, it's just absolutely overshadowed by both of those. It's just never worth using and never worth picking up. We've got another Shotgun Funhouse. Once again, that's going to get turned into shards, but overall a decent budget kind of crescendo. Let's keep going. I feel like we're going to be due that legendary somewhat soon, so we've got another blue. That's going to be some sniper chips. Going to be needing those. So at this point, I want to just let me know in the comment section down below if they're right with the next legendary, with the next pool that is going to be coming out. What would you actually like to see? What next legendary gun tech? Now, obviously, we do know of an LMG gun tech that's already in the shop, so we can actually already look over it to say what it already does, because it has the bouncing bullets, meaning that you can fire it on the floor and it will do all that kind of stuff. But if you were to have a legendary gun tech, what weapon would you have it for? What weapon class? I would personally like to see a pistol gun tech to be able to come out, because there are some pistol mods in this game, and some of them are actually pretty decent. So you can get a lot of work done with pistol builds. It's just purely a case of they're overshadowed by the fact that we don't have any gun techs to help those builds out. So once you hit those higher levels, they're fun to mess about with the early levels. Once you get to those higher levels, just kind of get left by the wayside. You just definitely don't want to be able to go like working your way towards those whatsoever. You definitely want to go towards an actual gun tech so you can actually maximize your chances of being able to win. In terms of like what I would like that gun tech to do though, that's going to be a bit of a difficult one, I think. Like, we've already got mods that increase the amount of damage. We've got mods so you can revive yourself with a pistol kill. We've got mods to make so your bullets automatically split out, similar to like if you had a sear on your arm. Where there's a lot of interesting stuff. I'm not entirely sure what I would like them to be able to get it to do, I suppose. I mean, something like the round trip on a Magnum would be quite fun to be able to mess about with, I suppose. But, you know, just let me know. Maybe an Affliction kind of base pistol would be quite fun. I don't know. Maybe then we can have like a side package that goes into it, or maybe it has its own energy rounds or something like that. Maybe that could be as simple as that. We don't actually have a gun that is like every single bullet is treated as an energy round. The closest we have is Pocket Rocket, which has the rocket that is also treated like an energy round. So maybe it's a pistol that actually does have energy rounds built in. That would be quite fun. So we do have the round trip. So bullets weaken nano defenses. Missed shots will automatically return to the magazine. A lot of people in the community absolutely love this gun. I've yet to really give this a proper go on my side, but I've heard it does a lot of good stuff. If you use this in a co-op capacity, you can get a lot of work done with this, because obviously it weakens nano defenses. It has huge damage multipliers built into its tier thing, and being able to work all the outside circle. It probably has the highest amount of base damage that you can increase from the outside blue circle as well. So the round trip is actually a solid gun to be able to go for. And like I said, you don't even get punished for missing either, so you get your shots automatically returned back to your magazine, so you only have to ever reload every 20 rounds, or if you ever like increase the magazine size or anything like that. And this does absolute wonders, and like I said, it really helps out in a co-op capacity, because I believe everyone gets to have that nano defense kind of like help, so it's on the target rather than on the individual. So I will be making some kind of co-op build with this at some point, but I've yet to actually give it like a proper time, like time of day when it comes to it just yet. So that's something that's on the agenda for me to sort out. Let me know if how you find it with the round trip. Do you actually enjoy the gun? Is that something that you'd be interested in seeing? Something like a more co-op focused build, maybe with like the higher end content, and the fact that we've got, like, for example, Doc as a runner, who is pretty much support centric when it comes to it. Maybe we can have a Doc with a round trip built in, a round trip gun, who's just pretty much there to help the team. He's just there just to like make sure nanos are weakened, and he's there to be able to pick anyone up in case they need any help and all this kind of thing. There's got to be something we could probably build around that at some point, so I'll give that a go if people are interested in that one. So we've got another Mr. Efficiency. Once again, just a decent SMG across the board, but every single one of those shards are just going to be put back into coins at some point, so it's just going to help us out when it comes to the Automat, being able to get for those legendaries. Another generator, absolutely trash tier, so we'll just chuck that straight in the bin. And we'll keep going. There's another blue, another no filter, once again, going to be trashed into coins. Come on, that legendary's got to be around the corner about now. Another SMG chip. Come on. Come on. It's blue. Chaos Theory. We've already spoke about you. We're not interested in you. Come on. Give us that legendary. Give us that legendary. Oh, purple? I mean, that's a quick purple after the last one, so that's not too bad. Another Mr. Efficiency, though, but, you know, could be worse. Come on. There's the purple. So we got 2 purples in a row. That's actually pretty good chances. I'm pretty sure that's like about, what is it, like 2% or something? It's something crazy to be able to get a purple. So, not a bad roll whatsoever. Come on, we're on the verge of that legendary. We're on the verge. Come on. Ah, well, we couldn't get the 3-piece, so we'll just settle for the 2. Come on. Nope, another blue. Now, if I remember right, we had 14 from the standard pool, and we had 46 from the refraction pool, which in theory we should have. Like, if it was a case that going back and forth between these two meant that you did have one every 60 pulls, we should have had one by now. So I'm kind of. So I guess we've disproved that one. The fact that if you do go for single pulls between this. Going back and forth between the 2 pools, you're not guaranteed that legendary. It looks like they're going to have their own separate standard rules when it comes to that, which is interesting. And it's not happened on the 61st roll either, so I guess we've disproved that. So this actually video did help out a little bit in that sense. I did have a few myths, as to whether that actually was the case. So I guess we'll find out once we get to 60 rolls on the Refraction Pool. But fortunately, those Automat coins were just extra ones. They were just bonus. I just had those lying around. I was just waiting for an opportunity like this, so that's absolutely fine. Got another blue. That's going to be some SMG chips. We're just rapid firing. We're getting all the way to that 60 roll. We're going to get that legendary. We're going to get it. We're not interested in chips. I mean, we've got enough chips, but we're not interested in chips. That's going to be another blue. So that's our sniper chips. Let's keep going. So yeah, so we'll get to our first legendary because this is taking a little bit of time. Like I said, going through 60 rolls just to be able to get one legendary is taking a bit of time. So we'll start doing the 10 rolls. We'll have a look. We'll do the 10 rolls. We'll have a look through all of them. We'll let the whole animation play out. We'll see what we get, and then we'll just talk about it from there. So we've got another purple, so that's good. We've got another round trip. Once again, doesn't really matter because that's all going to get turned into or parts ready to be able to turn into more coins. If we got enough time at the end, maybe I'll actually go through all that, dismantle everything, and I add those extra rolls to this video. So I've got that. Let's keep going. Now, it's just occurred to me that I've transferred all my shillings into this, and I did already have that 600 shillings. So we've actually got a few more rolls. So technically, we've actually got more in this than the value that we did have for the video, but that's absolutely fine. It's not the end of the world. I was going to be putting them into this machine anyway, so that's fine. So let's keep going. I suppose we've got more data to work with in that case. So we've got another purple. There's the legendary. Let's go. Come on. Supernova. Supernova. Come on. Oh, it's another vicious cycle. But to be fair, I did say I wanted to get this maxed out. I absolutely love that animation. It's such a good animation. It's just so... And to be fair, people in this community don't really value the vicious cycle for what it currently is. And quite rightly so. If you have this just as base, it's not very good. But if you do start stacking into it, if you go into a full proper stun build with this, it works wonders. It's amazing to be able to start seeing this proc off, and especially in those later elite runs as well, when you need to be able to hit stunned enemies and to be able to get like the quota from it. It just, I had a lot of fun messing about with this one, so I do actually enjoy the vicious cycle now. So I'm not disappointed in this role, but you know, it's still not a supernova. I wanted the supernova, or I wanted a crescendo to increase that further, but I am one closer from being able to get this fully maxed out and being able to make a proper build around it and just seeing how this kind of works. So that's fine. I'll settle for that. I'm not disappointed with that one. So there we go. That's going to be all our individual rolls, and we got that on our 57th here. So we may have had a few other coins here and there that we've used over a few days, but we got that on our 57th roll. So that is just confirming to you that it doesn't matter if you go back and forth between these pools. You need to be able to put 60 into an individual pool to be able to get that legendary roll right there. So we've debunked a myth right there. So we're off to a good start. So let's start doing the 10 draws, and let's start seeing what we get out of this. Let's speed it up a little bit because we do have another 146 coins to be able to go for. So we've got our purples. So once again, like I said, this is just going to be, let's see how many we get. So we only got the one out of that. Not a big problem. So that's fine. See what we got. Deadly Tortoise, Generator, Chaos Theory, Mr. Efficiency, Deadly Tortoise. Absolutely fine. Let's speed it up again. Let's go another 10. We'll get another legendary out of this. I'm certain that we will do. And we'll also see if we can potentially prove that even though the rules mention just the first 60, potentially that we'll be able to get, after another 60, that we'll then be able to get another legendary. So we're going to be debunking a few myths with this one. So we've got a fun house. Overall, pretty standard stuff here. Nothing really much to talk about. It's just pretty much is what it is. So let's go again. We are after those legendaries now. We're not interested in any other rolls. We're just purely waiting for that machine to turn yellow. And unfortunately, it's not going to happen on this one, so we'll skip. There we go. So we've only got the one purple. We're not getting very good drops right now, which is a bit of a shame. But that does mean that potentially in another 3 10 drops that we will be getting another legendary. At least that's what I'm expecting it to happen. So I guess we'll find out from that. If not sooner. If not sooner. So we got another purple. Oh, we got 2 purples. 2 purples isn't bad. Let's go. So 2 Mr. Efficiencies as well. But like I said, all of this is going to get turned into it anyway, so that's fine. Go another 10. Come on, lucky machine, come on. Nope, just purples, so that's fine. We've got another shotgun funhouse, and it looks like it is just the one after all that. Another 10. Now, if we don't get a legendary on this one, I'm expecting a legendary on the next roll. So, oh, come on, Supernova, come on. That's the one I'm expecting. That's the one I'm after. Come on. Mr. Efficiency, we don't care about you. Got a split ender, not a bad roll whatsoever. Then, to be fair, that's the reason why we've gone into this limited pool anyway, and the split ender does some amazing work, especially at higher tiers, so I am still happy with being able to get that one as well, because I was messing about with this one just to see what kind of builds we can get, but I was testing it out just like in elite runs, and it was probably the wrong place to be able to give this a go for its first time. But I absolutely love this skin in terms of this. This is the future, you can tell because it's a bullpup, but it is got very low recoil, got pretty good damage, especially against nanos, and the split ender with the beam that refracts is very, very useful in being able to take out hordes. Now, when it comes to bossing, it's kind of here or there, but to be fair, there's a lot of guns that don't have very high single target DPS. So the fact that the split ender is a standard assault rifle, doesn't have anything really funny going on, it just does extra damage for what you're intending it to do, is still a great roll. So that's pretty good. I'm very happy with that one. So let's we'll do that one up very, very shortly, so you can see the split ender right there. There we go. So I'm hoping that out of this we'll still be able to get another one at the very minimum, but let's see what we can get. Overall, I'm a little bit disappointed. We've only had 2 legendaries drop out of this. We've put like 200 coins, well, we're planning on putting 200 coins into this machine, and we've only had 2 legendaries drop, which is kind of crazy. But we have got 3 purples here, which is pretty good odds actually. So Mr. Efficiency, a round trip. I was really expecting a funhouse just to round that all off, so. But yeah, this is, it's kind of been eye-opening, and I'm hoping that the reason why I've done this video, and you can see for yourself, is to get an idea as if it is actually worth putting money into Sync to try and get those legendaries. Now, obviously, if you're a whale, if you're looking to be able to put money into games anyway, you've got that expendable income and everything like that. That's completely up to you. I'm not gonna be here to tell you yes or no, this is not worth it. But what I wanted to do is be able to show you the proof. I wanted you to be able to make your own decision up as about whether it's worth it. And if it's not to you, then you can just ignore it. You can answer your own questions from watching it. Well, that's a surprise. We weren't expecting to get that. 2 legend. We got another splitter. Yes. Oh my god, we actually got some really good rolls on that. That is amazing. Okay, so we got. Do you know what? It's cut me off. He's cut me off. I've been talking bad about it when it comes to is it worth putting money into this game, and it just goes and rewards me with 2 legendaries. So we've got a split ender. What is going to be the other one? Am I going to get my Supernova? Fingers crossed. It's not the one we were expecting. Come on. Come on. Well, I suppose that does max out my vicious psych. Okay, if I get more legendary shards now over this, I am going to be disappointed. I can't believe I keep getting all these legendaries and I cannot get a single Supernova to drop. It just ignores me, but I believe that does now fully max out my vicious cycle. So I finally have a maxed out legendary, I suppose. So I can't get a Supernova to drop to save my life. So what do we get? That is, I'm still very happy with that roll. We got 2 legendaries in a single pack opening. That is great. So that is. I mean, they're both upgrades, which is wonders. So we do have another 56 coins. We'll see what else we can turn into the into the shop, into the currency transfer as well. But let's go another 10. Let's see if the luck carries on. Can we get another legendary out of these 10 drops? Come on. Ah, we wasted all the luck on that one. That's fine. I was asking a lot anyway. In that case, it's like a 0.2% chance anyway. But anyway, back to what I was saying. You know, like I said, I'm enjoying this game. I'm happy to put money into this game. But if I was doing it purely just to be able to get gun techs, if I was purely putting money into this machine, as it currently stands, I can't really recommend. This is just me personally. Obviously, everyone else's situation is different. But me personally, it's a lot of money to be able to try and get something, to be able to get either like an upgrade or just not really much out of it at all. It's just like, it does help you out at those higher tiers, don't get me wrong. Like, it works wonders, especially with legendaries. Some of them are absolutely insane once you get to those higher tiers, especially in elite runs. But for me personally, I just don't think it's worth putting all that money into it, at least not in its current state. But, you know, like I said, that's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you think down below. If you've put money into this game, I'm curious to hear what you've actually put into it as well. If you're happy to be able to give me that information. So maybe we can make like a bit of a spreadsheet. We can see like how much people get, like an average cost of what a legendary is in this game, to be able to get it maxed out or something like that. You know, that information could help out some of those players. But we're getting those poor rolls now, and I think we're just about to head over to our last 10 drop, which is the case. So let's do that. I think as it currently stands, we're going to be about 4 coins shy from being able to get that guaranteed legendary. So what we'll do is we'll see where we're up to. We'll trade in some of the currency. We'll see what we've got left. I'm half tempted just to do some standard draws. So for the last 6, go on then. Let's do it. Can we get lucky out of a 1 draw? No, with that one though. Come on. 6 rolls, 6 chances to be able to get something good out of this. Nothing there. Come on. I need another legend. I need the Supernova. Purple, okay. I mean, that's just extra currency, I suppose. It's just a round trip. Not the end of the world, but it's decent conversion rate for purples. Just another blue. Another Chaos Theory. Come on. 2 left. 2 left. Just another blue. So that leaves it down to this last coin. This last coin here. Come on. Lucky C drop. Come on. It's this one. It's this one. It's not this one. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up. If you were to purely drop roughly $150 into this game, what you would get out of it. We would be able to... there's supposed to be like a history, isn't there? Where is it? There used to be a history tab. I'm sure there was. Ah, Records, there we go. So, everything for the 23rd. You can see there everything that we've got. So, out of $150, we got 3 legendaries so far. So that is roughly $50 per legendary, which is kind of crazy. And we don't have access to any more limited Automat coins from here either, so that's going to be that then. So yeah, that kind of wraps it up there. I can't transfer my shards into anything else, so it doesn't refresh for another 4 days. I suppose I could turn it into shillings. See if we can get those ones. Alright, bear me a second. No, I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I managed to transfer all my stuff into just enough shillings to be able to get 4 more coins. Now, it's to be fair, if the coins were available, I would have got such a better exchange rate from all that. And to be fair, I probably should have done that, really. I should have just kind of held off and just waited and just do it that way. But considering I think we're about 4 coins, if I remember right, off being able to get... another legendary, so we got one here. So there's been about 58 rolls since then. I'm thinking that 4 coins will be enough, but we're about to find out. We're about to test that theory. So we'll do these one at a time because we can't do it as a total draw 10 anyway. So let's give this a go. I'm expecting another legendary out of this. That's how I believe the rules work. So I'm expecting another legendary out of this. So let's keep scroll going and see if we can get that Supernova eventually. So didn't get it on that one. We've got sniper chips. We'll keep going. There's the purple. There's the legendary. See, there we go. I knew it was worth doing. Supernova. Supernova. Split Ender is not the end of the world, but it's still not the Supernova. I just can't get one to drop. We haven't been able to unlock the Supernova, so that's why it's down at the bottom, but I am hoping to be able to get that. I hate this game. Okay, well, we've gone up a few in the split ender from this thing, so... Do you know what? We're here, we're opening. Why not? Let's open the other two. We've got a 0.2% chance of being able to get a legendary out of it. We got a purple, so that's not bad, I suppose. I can start saving towards the next case opening. So we got that. So we got Mr. Efficiency. Last draw. Is it going to be something good? Probably no. And there's the blue. There's the blue just to round off the luck. So, and it ends on a no filter. So there we go. So that, what does that mean? What is that? What are we able to get from all of this? What were we able to witness? So if I head on over to Eli, if we head on over to the SMGs, you can see that it was already tier 3. We're now able to go. We've got the 2 that we need, so we can just put that straight into there. And we now have a fully maxed out Vicious Cycle. I'm excited to give this a go. Being able to see this shots fire off perpendicularly is going to be crazy. Being able to do all this extra range damage is going to be really, really nice. So I'm excited to give this one a go, and I'll just be able to give you my honest opinions on that one. But the real winner is going to be the split ender, because we managed to get 3 drops on this, meaning that we can now... Unfortunately, we can't get to the last one, which is a bit of a shame. But, you know, it's just a slight damage increase, so it just has the extra refraction beam on impact. But so we'll just work our way around. We get the massive damage increases, which is really nice. So we just work our way up. And there we go. And then we've got enough chips that we can start putting... I just need a bit more Nerva, but we'll start working my way around that. But tier 4 split ender, I'm okay with that. Tier 5 Vicious Cycle, really happy with that. Obviously, we got nothing for the Crescendo, the one that everyone absolutely loves in the community. We got absolutely nothing for, which is a bit of a shame. And then lastly, still no Supernova. We haven't been able to unlock the Supernova, so that's why it's down at the bottom, but I am hoping to be able to get that. But like I said, if you've enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed being able to see what you can get for your money in this game, then make sure to drop that like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below, what is your current luck looking like at this moment in time? What kind of legends do you have? What tier do you have them up to? And would you be interested in being able to see another video like this, where we go through and be able to show off some of the, not for these current pools, but for any extra limited pools in the future? Would you be interested in being able to watch that? Massive thank you for making your way to the end of the video. Massive thank you to the Babylonian family, as always, for their continued support. Really does help the channel out. And I guess that just leaves me to say, keep yourself safe, keep yourselves well, and keep your money in your wallet. No, keep yourself safe, and I'll see you in the next video.